Hello friends, today we are going to learn how to use the rectangle tool. So rectangle tool is in this position. F6 is also the shortcut for the rectangle tool. Now how do we use it is select the rectangle, go to your desired position by taking the cursor there, do the right click and just drag the cursor to whatever size that you want, keeping the right click press. Then once you're done, release the right click, and that is when you get your rectangle. Right now, as you can see that this is by default, it is none. That means there is no fill color and there is an outline color which is black. Now let's say that if we want to change the color inside. So that is how you directly go to the toolbar, color toolbar, and keep right clicking on it and you can change the color. Now how do we change the color of the outline? The outline color can again be you can come here to the color bar and do the left click. So that is how it is going to change. Now if you just want to see that the color is changing properly, yeah, now I'm sure that you can see that the color keeps changing. So this is the whole outline toolbar is also over here on top, and also when you double click on the bottom pen mark over here, you can also see the same thing. As you can see, 4 point is here, 4 point is also here. Yes, the line is there, the line will also be here. If I change this here, it will also change here. Can you see that? So these are two ways of doing it. Okay, even over here when you come here, this will also a way of basically taking what type of outline or design you want. Now this we will, I'm just clicking on this right now, but we will see this later in depth when we actually do some designing, because that is when it will actually make a very big difference. So here there is again one more thing which we will see later, that is behind fill and scale with object. Yes, if you can see behind fill over here. Now let's see the object here. Once I click, so can you see the line is going behind the object? Can you see? So basically your 4 point, when it goes outside the object, it is going to become 2 point, because the box is always created in this way. Let's go here and see this very carefully. Can you see this is your box? Let's click again, come here, and can you see this behind fill? So it will come in front. So that is the thing, scale with object. Now what do you mean by this? Let's say we come back to the object and I want to change the size. So when I make this small, my point size, as you can see, will become 1.149, but when I make it super large, it will become 7.34, again depending on what scaling I'm doing. So my original size was 4 point. So that is where we are basically taking care of the point, the line, and the fill. Now in this, there is again the there is this tool that you can see. Okay, now this is basically the beveling tool, where let's say that right now my square, I take it as 5, and again I write 5 here. So this is a 5 by 5 square, and I want it beveled at 0.5 inches. So that is where I get the rounded corners. Yeah, let me change the color so it's a little more obvious. Yes, so this is what it is. When you cut, then you can scallop corner, you can have flat corner. Yes, you can have a rounded corner. Now this is where we can use it to create buttons and things like that. So let's say that this is your button. right? So when we do web designing, or when we want to do any kind of other print design where we are creating a button just to give a shout out or a call out, so that's about it. Now let's say, as I've considered this as 5, if I make this 2.5, let's see what happens. This becomes a circle, this becomes a star, and this becomes a 90-degree rotated diamond. So that's how you basically, from a square, you can create even a circle depending on how you're going to work around this, right? Now, taking this further, let's consider this 0. Now we go to the sizing, that how you can size. Can you see the lock bar that is there over here? So that lock bar, if you lock it and I make this 4, this will also become 4. And as you see, even the point size is decreasing because I had locked it at 4 point and I had done uh, scale with image. So in this, but if I unlock this and I make any other size, see what happens. The other one doesn't change automatically. So this is basically locking the dimensions, right? And obviously, we can see the flip tools later on, because you won't see any flip right now. Even if I do it, you will not see any output, right? So when we are doing a design, we shall see the flip tool. Now, 3-point rectangle tool. How does this work? You come here, right click on your position, keep the right click pressed, drag, yes, and then come here and release it and click it. Now, you might feel that this is highly, I mean, what's the use of something like this? Now, I will tell you that where this is used. Let's say that today we have a line, this is a 2-point line, and I want to have a rectangle just attaching this over here. So this is how I'm going to do it, right? So my alignment, rotation, everything is just taken care of by one simple tool. I do not have to rotate it at some really weird angle just because my one line is here. So that's where this tool comes very, very handy. The remaining fill, color, everything is just the same like the normal rectangle tool. As you can see, this is a rectangle in itself. If I make this 0, that's what it is. Yes, friends. So this is the end of rectangle tool. Thank you. Any comments? Please feel free to ask. Thank you.